Hey up guys, welcome back. In our last video we took the heart of the MK1 Golf out of the car and washed away a good few years of grime and road dirt and stuff like that out of the engine bay, and we just tightened the engine bay up a little bit. If you haven't watched that video, that's here. So we are going to put the heart of the car back in, we're going to put the nice engine back in, and we're going to put the 5-speed gearbox hopefully back in. Hopefully she fits without many problems. So we'll follow it through with that and keep an eye on. We are taking our time to basically remove the inlet manifold, to remove the exhaust manifold off of this engine, make sure we don't snap anything and we don't go further down the rabbit hole as we usually do. So we're taking our time, remove all that, clean it all up, get it all ready to go back in the engine. Obviously this is an oily rag build. We don't want the engine to be nice and shiny. We want the engine to look like it belongs where it belongs. So we aren't really painting the engine up. This is Tim's idea. So yeah, we are going with that, and we'll get the engine back in as soon as we've... Sorry, it's been a bit long-winded. I've had COVID, picked COVID up halfway through the build, and it's my first time having COVID, so it's took a hit out of me. But I am building back up, I'm getting better. So we are basically now we're removing the inlet manifold and removing the exhaust manifold. The bolts have been in there for a long time, so Tim's trying his best to take them out. We all know you need to smack the bolts to get them to move out and to try and not snap them. Obviously you can use heat induction, or you can use a blowtorch, or just warm the bolts up a little bit. But this time I don't think they're that bad. I don't think it was that long ago these actually came out, because we found quite a lot of the bolts that aren't tight and a little bit loose. So we are taking our time, making sure we don't snap anything, and taking every bolt, nut and bolt off as we go. So do remember, when you put the inlet manifold back on, there is a little O-ring on the manifold that you need to put back, you need to change, because that's your water jacket as well. That's where your coolant goes through the manifold. It's a little bit weird for these sort of things, but yeah, if you don't change that can leak. So yeah, just take your time, make sure you fit it all right, and then fit it all back in when it's back in the car, because obviously the lump's easier to move without all your auxiliaries on and stuff. So yeah. So now you can see me, I am just checking the cam belt. I'm just going through, making sure the cam belt's okay. I didn't like the look of the cam belt, so the choice was made to basically remove the cam belt and put a new cam belt in. These are quite easy. I'll put the picture of the cam belt points here. Oh, hello, it's hot, horrible, and it looks like it's gonna rain. So just drop the engine in, next, pipe everything up in reverse order to what you saw earlier. So yeah, all good. So it's a little bit close in some areas, but I'll show you that in a minute. So as you can see, it's a little bit close to the master cylinder there. I think it should be all right, but we'll find out when we start piping it up. It's time to do the rear mount, front mount, and tighten all the mounts up.
Time to drop the drive shafts in, I suppose. I think the exhaust needs to go in first. Yeah, I think the exhaust needs to go in first, so I'll attach the near side drive shaft, and then... I got dirty hands already. Been doing it 10 minutes. Shall we see if these fit? Oh yeah, that's what we want. So if I just use a standing knife blade, And just go around here and just make sure there's no high spots or anything left over, any mess. Yeah, we should have done it when it was out the engine bay. But as you can see, it's not a pristine engine swap. It's just basically get this engine in, get it running, see if it is. It's ran as a daily, so any oil leaks and that will just keep things from rusting, I suppose. So let me go get standing half plate.
Right, manifold. So obviously we've dropped the engine in now. You didn't see me put the engine in because I didn't video that because I was trying to do it by myself, and it wasn't really the footage wasn't very good. So you saw me intro after I put the engine back in. So manifold, everything, manifold, inlet manifold, all underneath the car. Just take your time, make sure you don't cross thread anything, make sure all the bolts go in. Always start the bolts with your fingers first, get a couple of threads on it before you start using the ratchet, and make sure you put all the gaskets on the right way around is the main thing, really.
Tighten them down, find my truth.
Up we go. There we go. Let's get a washer on and a nut on, just so it all was lost up. And one of the other ones on. Like that. Like that. We'll hold him in place for now. And then I'm going to turn this around because we need to connect the exhaust. Can you see? Can you see we need to connect it? Yes. We need to connect that in because obviously when we bolted it up it's going to be a nightmare to connect. So as long as we just get it pushed into the recess, into the actual pipe, then we'll be hunky-dory. Let me see if I can put you back. Oh no, we're going to have to move you. There we go. Does that see better? Yeah, you can see just about, can't you? So, and then we need to fight the other two seals up into place as well. So. Manifold on. I'll show you what it looks like from the top. Right, that's what it looks like from the top. All nice. We're going to put a piece of paper in there or something to stop rubbish going down while we do all the bits and bobs around the engine bay. I might put the card back on. Oh, see what time it is.
Then after that you just see me putting everything back in reverse order, all the wires, all the connections, everything, all the little bits and bobs that need reconnecting. Obviously we did label everything up, so it makes it a lot easier. It makes it a lot more user friendly because you never know how long it's going to be until you have to put the engine back in. Sometimes you can find things you have to weld the chassis or you have to take something. So always label up. It always just saves that time. And you never know, it might not be you. It might be somebody else that puts it back in. So always label up and just make it easy for people. So now I'm just basically going through fine tuning where everything runs, making sure I feed cables back through and round things. Obviously the engine bay's setting off my ADHD a little bit, so I'm going to be redoing some of the wiring because it doesn't quite run the way it used to run. It doesn't really suit my sort of way of wiring, so I'm going to rerun some wires, remake some wires, stuff like that. Like the earthing lead looks horrible to me. It looks old and it looks like it's had a lot of wear. So I'm going to put a new earth lead, so negative lead from the battery through, and put a nice new posi lead going down to the starter as well and to other auxiliaries, because this. Also, when looking through this, I knew that I needed a new coil, new distributor cap, because that looked a little bit worn. May as well put a rotor on there as well. New HT leads, just make everything new. So the drive, the first drive of Tim, he enjoys it and actually loves it. So yeah, we'll take our time, make sure all this works correctly, make sure you've got the power that you should have at the speeds that you need it to, and it's got the pull. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe. If you like the merch I'm wearing, yep, it's also got the label on the back. If you like the merch I'm wearing, we do hats as well, t-shirts, socks, bags, cups, stickers and all that. But if you want to support the channel, buy some merch. It supports us in the long run, and it also gets a name out there. So thanks for watching. See you again on the next one.
Where's your wood going, Matt?
Push it down the